Going to record this. Okay, fine. Today we will see a simple implementation of a web server using Python programming with the help of Bottle framework. Before going into that Bottle framework, we will see the basics about the web server. Basically, a web server is the one which has the necessary web contents related to that, and which will be used to host that websites with relevant information, and which receives the web request from the client. For example, we are using a Mozilla Firefox or a Chrome and Internet Explorer or different kind of web clients that we will use and provide the request from the client to the web server, and the web server will process the particular data and provides a response back to that data. And the response will be generated for every client request, whether if there is a no file is present, it will generate there is no file is present, like a 404. Like that, we will be getting a different responses from the web server basically. In case if a client requests for a web page, it will return that particular file as a response to that client request for that. For example, we are going to do something like a index.html that if suppose there is a file we are planning to request, the index.html, that file will be provided by the web server as a response basically. And here we have an Bottle framework. Bottle framework which is something like a very fast, simple and lightweight framework of Python to build a web server. Basically, this Bottle framework will be used in scenarios like to handle some kind of a device configuration. For example, we will be having for example, our internet router, ADSL router, which is present in our home, that I have that my router over here, and I'm going to type this 192.168.1.1 over here. Yeah, I got connected with this, and we got that some pages from that particular ADSL router. In order to have it something like a very simple and lightweight that can be used for device configuration, all those things can be built using the Bottle framework basically. For example, the Bottle framework is a single module it does not have any dependencies other than standard Python libraries, so that it can be developed like a web application in a very easier manner basically. And the Bottle framework runs on Python 2.7 and Python 3.x as well, and we can do that installation of Bottle framework in our system with the help of pip3. Over here, command, we can go into the command prompt with the administrator, and we can able to execute pip3 install Bottle over here. This basically installs that Python packages into the current system. Basically, that I already installed that. Because of that, it says requirement is already satisfied, and it has been present inside that Python 36 lib site packages. Inside this folder, this framework got installed over here. In order to get started with that, the Python development, we have the different operations, something like we have, sorry, we can get started with the hello world kind of application. For example, I'm going to run this in the PyCharm community edition that I'm going to open. File, I'm going to close this project. Yeah. Opening our Python program projects. Yeah, this is something like, maybe I'm going to say something like a new file, new Python file, web1.py over here. Maybe there is a sound, so maybe I'm going to, yeah. We just created a file web.py. In this, I'm going to import the Python framework over here, Python bottle framework with the help of from bottle import root and run that I'm going to import. Before that, maybe we can confirm whether our installation is proper or not with the help of um, by executing in our from bottle import route comma run. Yeah, now it got we can able to import that module of bottle, which means that if the installation is successful, I'm going to import from bottle import route comma run over here. And basically, a route is the one which provides the information what is the path it has to respond. For example, I'm going to route slash hello, in that this function has to be linked. This route has to be linked with this function. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Whether it is drawing on your end. Yeah. It's something like we have the route. For example, we can add this route and we will see how it will work accordingly. I'm going to add this route at route of slash hello over here, and I'm going to define this route with the hello function over here, and I'm going to return maybe hello world to this function. And once we define this, I'm going to execute that the localhost server and with the port number of 8080 over here. For example, I'm going to run the host equals maybe a local host, and then port equals 8080, and then debug equals true over here. I have done this. If so, I'm going to run this application, run web1. This is running on that localhost.8080 is the port. For example, maybe we can open our web server, web client, and I'm going to execute local host colon 8080, and we have that information, something like 404 error not found, and I'm going to try slash hello over here. Then we got the output of hello world. Here we have that option, something like this is the root, and this is the respective function over here. Whenever we are giving slash hello, we got the output of hello world. We, whatever be the content we are returning to that particular function, that will come over here. This is the mechanism of routing this hello slash hello to the respective function which can be added. For example, now we does not have, yeah, 404 error we found. Maybe we need to add an route over here. For example, I'm going to add a route of which is something like a root. The slash is the one it has to handle, and I'm going to say default index of over here, and I'm going to do return hello bottle over here. Now I'm going to stop this. I stopped this execution, and I'm going to run this command, run this web server again with the web one. It got executed. Now maybe we can see that I'm going to execute. Previously we got the error 404 not found because there is no root present for the slash over there. And now we got the output hello bottle. Since we have the route added for slash, it has been linked with the hello bottle, and slash hello is being linked with the returning hello world over here. For example, I'm going to run it again with the slash hello over here, which provides the output of hello world over here. And this is basically generating a web request, and that can be handled in a very small and simple Python program basically. And we got that output over here with the by running simple web1.py. And if suppose we wanted to handle the different requests that we will see over here, this is something like the web server bottle framework. It has the different options, something like routing. Routing is the option which routes that request to the respective function called mapping. For example, here we have an slash hello is the route that has been linked to this function hello. Similar way, the slash is the one which has been linked to the function index. Like that, we can able to map the routes to the respective function which is present in our bottle framework. And there is a templates which is something like we can use these templates for faster. It's something like a built-in templates that we can use to generate the respective outputs that we can able to use it over here. And we have the option something like a utilities which can be used to access the data and file uploads and cookies, that we can able to do that with the help of utilities basically. And then we have the built-in server, which we are starting with the member function of run is the member function which starts the built-in server on this particular port of 8080 and with the host name of localhost, that we can able to generate the generate or start the built-in server with the help of run method, run function basically. Now we have the option of routing with the names, for example, that we can able to route the names with respect to the templates. For example, whatever be the arguments we are passing after that particular hello, that we can able to receive with the help of index name over here. For example, earlier we did something like over here, and I'm going to create another route it, which has something like a hello slash name over here, and which gets that maybe hello name, maybe hello one is the function which is going to handle, name is the argument over here, and for example that we can get we can print the output something like return hello plus name over here. We this is something like we can receive the argument from the uh, web client basically. I'm going to run this, the web one, which runs on localhost 8080 over here. And for example, here we have the option hello over here, which provides hello world, and maybe I'm going to provide something like hello slash Hariharan over here, which provides something like a hello Hariharan dot executed over here, which means that whenever you pass this argument, you can route that argument, route that to the respective uh, function accordingly. For example, slash hello has been routed to this hello function, and in case of hello name can be routed to the another function of hello one. Whatever be the request argument that we are passing over here, that we can able to get it over here. And similar way, we have the option to receive the requests and values from the web client, that we can able to use the method of like sending with the arguments. For example, I'm going to send something like hello, and then we have the option something like maybe index equals, maybe I'm going to send username equals Hariharan over here. And how can we receive this into that our Python program and process it accordingly, that we will see over here. And for example, once we receive, maybe we can use the option something like a we can use the option something like a request is a module that it can be used for handle that the receive the queried information, that we can able to get it with the help of request.query. Maybe we have the option I'm going to get maybe user name equals, maybe I need to import request over here, and request dot query dot maybe username is the one over here. And yeah, once it is done, hello world, I'm going to change this as welcome Mr. plus user name over here. I'm going to execute this again, this web server, and which runs on localhost 8080, and maybe now we can able to run this argument something like a slash hello and question mark and username equals Hariharan that I'm going to execute, which provides something like a welcome Mr. Hariharan. Basically, if suppose we can change this as something like a Nivi and we got the output of welcome Mr. Nivi. Something like maybe we can use the arguments to that to the web request and we can able to receive that web request on our application basically. That for example, if we wanted to configure something, I have the option something like we wanted to configure and I'm going to use something like a Wi-Fi AP. Wi-Fi access point is my access point of Nivi Hathway to be configured for any of the products. Then we can use something kind of a options that we can receive and we can handle it accordingly. For example, over here, and I'm going to receive it. If suppose I does not have similar way that I'm going to use the Wi-Fi AP equals request dot query dot Wi-Fi AP over here. And if suppose something like I'm going to use if Wi-Fi AP not equals empty, then maybe I'm going to print the Wi-Fi access point to be configured over here dot format of Wi-Fi AP over here. Maybe I can add that into the return string. It's something like a response equals empty string, and we can add this response equals over here. And if response is maybe if response not equals empty string, then maybe we can do return response over here. And if maybe username not equals empty string, maybe we can use return. I'm going to return something like return welcome Mr. Hariharan. And if suppose there is nothing else is present, maybe I'm going to do return hello hello world over here. And we can stop this and we have that option something like to run this. We got the prompt over here that I'm going to execute this now with the Wi-Fi access point equal to Nivi Hathway. That we got that particular argument has been received, and we can use this argument to handle or configure inside our device basically over here. And the similar way we have the option something like, for example, we wanted to build any for example, we wanted to build something, a kind of login and passwords, how we can able to do that, we can able to do with this kind of information. Maybe instead of I'm going to type, maybe I just wanted to copy and maybe we shall see that each line by line over here. I'm going to create a new one. Maybe I can type with the by explaining so that that will be easier. Maybe web2.py over here. I just created another application web2.py, and maybe I will stop this web server over here. And from here, from the bottle framework, maybe you need to import, sorry, I typed wrongly, bottle import response, comma, request, comma, maybe route, comma, run, comma, template over here. Once we imported, maybe we can use the different functions over here. Something like I wanted to do a login, get login information basically over here. Get login, and we will use post login to post our username and password. And for example, in order to get the login, I'm going to do get is the route I'm going to create over here, and that will be something like a logs slash login. Maybe we can use something, sorry, at get login over here. And once it is done, maybe def, I'm going to use login of this. No, that I'm going to do route over here. No, maybe I can add something like a get over here, and maybe we can add a get login over here. I'm going to define this whenever we do the slash login, what the content it has to come inside that login. It can be something like a HTML page. I'm going to use something like a kind of a return. I'm going to define a form over here, form which, sorry, a form which has the action of login is the action over here. Slash login is the action for this, and whenever we press the button, it has to post the request. Because of that, I'm going to add a method. What is the method it has to generate? It is the post request that I'm going to generate the post. I'm going to define here. It is a post request which will be generated from it. And I'm closing the form over here, and which has the continuation over here with the backslash, which provides a continuation to that. And I'm going to add something like a username equals, I'm going to add a input form over here with the help of input, and name equals username, and the type is text. We can enter a text into it over here, and I'm closing this over here. And I'm going to do the continuation and password over here, and the input is the password also will be an input, and we can add something like a password over here, and type equals text, something like this. I'm ending up that particular session, particular thing. And the next line, maybe I'm going to add a input, which is something like a login the value is login, I'm going to add something like a input, and its value is login over here, and the type, which is an submit. Basically that submit is something like, we can say this is going to submit the data on this form basically over here. And I'm going to close this, and once it is done, and I'm going to end up this form with the help of slash form over here. And I close that form, which is a string I'm going to expect over here. And once it is done, I'm going to run my server, which is something like a host equals local host, comma, port equals something like 8080 is my port, and we have the option debug equals true over here. For example, if we run this program, what will happen, we will see over here. I'm going to run web2, which is running on localhost 8080, and I'm going to provide something like a localhost 8080 slash login over here, which provides two input boxes, and then we have the login button over here. And I'm going to type maybe Hariharan, and password can be Hari over here, and I'm going to press login. And once it is login, it tries to submit that particular information, but it does not, there is nothing is present to handle this post request over here. Now we will see, basically the HTML has something like a form. The form has action login, and which is an post method. Whenever we do press that submit button, and the post call will be generated from the client with the filled information of username and password that we need to receive at some point and handle whether it is a username and password entered or correct or not, that we need to validate over here. That we can validate with the help of uh, def underscore do login, which handles that login post request. For example, I'm going to handle that the post request to that login, and we can, in order to do that, I'm going to add this similar to get. Maybe we can add an post is the one that we need to import over here. Post, sorry, not a port, post. I shall import it, and post will do that. The whatever be the post request to that login, that will be handled by this function, and which is something like a def do underscore login over here, which is the function which is going to receive the post request whenever we click the submit button, that and we will process over here. And for example, that in order to receive the form, the forms input, that we can use something like a request.forms is the one that we can able to use. Maybe I'm going to use username equals request.forms.get of maybe username over here. The similar way, password equals a request.forms.get of password over here. And once these two are received, and we can create a function to check login, and if the login is fine, then we can use that. If the login is failed, then we can return accordingly over here. For example, if maybe check underscore login with the username, comma, password over here, and then I'm going to return login successful. Else case, I'm going to return login failed over here. And we need to define a function to handle this login. I'm going to define check underscore login over here. This may be a database success function, and we can query from the database and we can validate that we have to implement in this check login. Since we does not have the option over here, I'm going to check if it has to receive two arguments, user and password over here. And if user equals something like Hariharan and PWD equals Nivi, then I'm going to return true. Else case, I'm going to return false over here. Now we will see how it works. I'm going to stop this. Whichever is running currently, I just stopped this function and I'm going to run this. Any errors? No, nothing errors. Maybe I'm going to run this again, the web2.py. Invalid syntax. Yeah, there is only one and operations between two things, which is running over here. I'm going to run this localhost.login, which received over here, and I'm going to provide a valid value, Hariharan, and then password is Nivi, and I'm going to press login. Okay, it provided the text. It provided the exception over here that we can able to handle something instead of or. Maybe I'm going to add something like a if user equals this one, and within that I'm going to check password equals Nivi, then I'm going to return for a true, and then if it is false, and I'm going to return false case over here, and I'm going to stop this, and maybe we can run web2 again, and here I'm going to provide the true cases Nivi, then login becomes successful, and in case something like a kind of a, maybe I'm going to give Hariharan and maybe a Hari, which is a false case, we should get the login failed over here. This is some kind of a information that we can use it over here, that we can able to sorry, we can able to use this, and we can basically that we can use that arguments to post, and we can argument to receive, and that can be used with the help of get and post methods. We have the different options, something like maybe we have the different options over here, which has some kind of attributes and access. For example, we can use the query method. In that case, whenever we are doing the query, we can get from the fields, and we cannot post the fields, and we cannot, any issues? Uh, yeah, I can provide the PPT, but yeah, uh, yeah, I will provide the PPT. Okay, and it's something like the query options is something like we can use the query options and we can receive the fields from the using the query. And in case of query operations from the client, we cannot use it for a post, or we cannot use that for an upload, which is something like a post, and file upload operations are not allowed. And in case of forms, that we did a form over here, and which means something like a form which has the post option, so that we can post our outputs over here, that we have the post option with the in case of forms we will have the post option, we cannot have the get option and file upload. We can use the files options to uploading the file, and maybe we cannot do the get and post from that files operations. And we can provide the params. For example, get get request can be generated with the parameters, that can be with the we can do the get operations from the fields. Yes, we did something like we have the web one, which we received something like a request.query and username, whatever be the params we have added, that we can be able to receive it in our application. And the similar way we did the get operation. Inside the get operation, we can able to get the fields from over here. And in case of the post operation, we can receive the post fields, and we can update that. And we have also the file uploads can be done with the help of the post operations basically over here. Now we have that we have created something like a simple HTML over here. If in case we wanted to uh, add something, a kind of a file can be linked with the HTML or string outputs. How can we do that? That we can see now over here. For example, I have the options to read a file, and we have to provide that particular file, that we can able to do that with the help of maybe, for example, I'm going to create another sample. New Python web3.py over here. And we have the option before going into it, maybe I have the options that we will see over here. Maybe Python basics. Maybe this we have uh, did partially over here with the Python. Yeah, we have that file operations which can be used to open a file, close a file, and read a file and write into the file. For example, maybe we can create I'm going to create a file over here. Ours is Python program, and which is a new file which I'm going to create. For example, yeah, notepad dot plus plus, and I'm going to create a new file which can be a HTML file. I'm going to save this as a HTML file over here, and maybe Python program. I'm going to save this as a index.html file over here. And inside the index.html, maybe we can add some kind of tags, yeah, something like HTML, and we have the option end of uh, HTML over here, and maybe inside that I'm going to add something like a h1 and header one, and which is something like a hello Python web page over here, and I have this operations to be done. Maybe we can validate whether this HTML file is fine or not. Maybe it has, I have created index.html which is present over here, and maybe I'm going to open this with the Firefox. Yeah, we got the hello Python web page. We got that output of the index.html. Now what we can do, we can read this file and we can do the operations over there, and we can able to get the string and we can do that output accordingly. In order to do that, maybe we have to create something like a, I have the option something like from bottle, I am going to import something like a request, and then a route I have to create get and maybe post over here. And in the get, maybe I'm going to add an route of slash, which will be do def do underscore index over here, and I'm going to do something like a file equals open, and I'm going to give the file name as index.html, comma something like in a read mode, which something we will see over here what is the different operations that can be done on the file operations. Like we can open the file, we can close the file, we can read from the file, we can write into the file, we can tell, which tell is the function which provides current position within the file, and we can make the seek. Seek means we can move, change or move the current position within the file, and read line which provides reads each and every line from that file, and we have the option something like a truncate is the one which truncates the file size accordingly, and we can use the write lines and which provides write a sequence of lines to the files, and we have the option of name which returns the name of the file, and we have the operations mode which provides the file operation file access operations mode on the file operations over here. And in the file operations we have different mode of operations basically, which starts from or which means that open the file in read-only mode, and RB means open the file in read-only mode in a binary format. If there is a binary file, we cannot open using R. We have to open with the RB so that binary data can be read from that file over here. And we have the option R plus, which means that we open the file for reading and writing, and RB plus means we can open the file in the format of reading and writing in a binary format over here. And and then we have the option something like a W. W which opens the file in a write-only mode. Once we open it in the write-only mode, we cannot able to do the read operation, only we can do the write operation, and we can do something like a WB, which is something like opening a file in a binary format. And W plus is the one which opens a file for both reading and writing mode. For example, we have R plus, which has the opening a file, reading and writing, and we have W plus, which opens a file for both reading and writing. The difference between R plus and W plus, R plus needs the file to be present before we call that function. And right, if we call in W plus mode, if there is no file, the new file will be created. That is the difference between R plus and W plus over here. And we have the option something like a WB plus, which also similar to that. If suppose there is a no file is present, it will create a new file for writing and reading accordingly. And the difference between, and we have the option A, which is an open file in a appending file for appending, and AB, which opens a file for appending in a binary mode basically. And we have the A plus, which appends a file, opens a file for appending and reading. And we have the option something like AB plus, which does both appending and reading. The difference between writing and appending is something like whenever you open a file in a writing mode, whenever you started writing, the complete earlier content will be overwritten with the whatever the content you have written using the W mode. In case of appending, that whatever be the file present, that content will be retained, and whatever be the new content we are writing, when on the file opened in append mode, that will be get appended into the file. Now we have the options over here that we are going to open this index.html in read-only format over here. Once it is open, I'm going to read the complete string, maybe str equals file dot read over here. And once it is read, I'm going to close this file dot close over here. And I'm going to return str. I'm going to return the string, and once it is done, I'm going to run this run host. Sorry, I have to add over here that run, yeah, run of host equals localhost, and then we have port number, sorry, port number equals 8080, and we have the option debug equals to true over here. And I'm going to stop this already running functions method, and I'm going to run this run web3.py. It got run over here localhost, and whenever we do something like localhost.8080 over here, yeah, now we got the hello Python web page is the HTML content that we got whenever we do the request of the route slash, and we are completely reading the content of index.html and provided as a written value that will be processed in our web client, and it provides that particular output. In order to handle this kind of a thing, for example, the web server will be running in the Python, and the web content can be provided in the form of HTML, that we can provide whatever we are returning the values that will be works similar to the HTML pages on the web on the web client, and it provides the output. For example, here we have checked that the index.html, which is here we confirmed that index.html has the hello Python web page, and we read that the complete file of index.html, and we provided that output information about it, and we got the similar HTML output with the help of our request, which is running on our bottle framework basically. And if suppose we wanted to add some more thing, and for example, I'm going to get something like a maybe, which I'm going to add it over here, maybe this one, a form that maybe we can add into this HTML page. And maybe this one I'm going to change it as a h4 over here /h4, and this one also I'm going to change this as h4 over here. Then we have the option of /h4 over here, and maybe whenever we do run this, and maybe we can add an breaker over here. Once it is done, maybe I'm going to put a BR breaker, and the similar way the breaker over here. And whenever we run this on the web client, maybe I'm going to run this again by refreshing. Now we got the output something like a hello Python web page, and it has the username with the entry, and the password with the entry over here. Yes. Please send the coding to my email. Oh, yeah, it's something. I think we have the WhatsApp group. If you have registered or available in that WhatsApp group, we will receive it as every day. That you will be receiving. And now we have the option something like we got that. Hello. Any clarification you have? Okay, fine. Now we have the HTML page. We got how can we use it for research? Research in the sense, I'm not sure about how can we use it for research. It's something like a kind of a web development or web server has been integrated into the any devices which is capable of Python, or if suppose we wanted to run something in very small machines that it wants to have the web server, we can build that web server with the help of the Bottle framework. And if suppose we wanted to have the full-fledged web servers that you can build using the different the Python Django is the another one which has the uh, similar to this web server, and it has another framework. We have the Flask is the another framework, for example Flask and Django or the web servers we can able to use. And here we are seeing the simple web server which can be used for embedded devices and uh, easier to get started with the Python application basically. Yeah, yeah. Is this fine? Okay. Yeah. Now we have the file with the index.html that we can load with the help of over here. Maybe uh, I have the web3.py which reads that complete index.html and loads over here. And maybe I am going to run this with the help of again over here, which basically that loads the complete file over here. And now we got the output over here, that hello Python web page, and it has the username and password. And maybe we wanted to handle these post requests from this login button, for example, then we have to handle it accordingly, that we can do that. For example, the HTML page which we created, it has the action on the login, that maybe we have to do that with the login uh, action, and I'm going to handle that post request over here. Only from graphs or analysis of this we can use. You mean the Python usage? Yes, Python has the complete different usages for different application, that for example, we did some kind of a small analytics with the Excel data in the yesterday's session, something like we can analyze the complete Excel data, and the same data received using the analysis that can be used or that can be developed like for machine learning. That machine learning also can be uses the Python programming language, that you can use with the different frameworks like PyTorch or like TensorFlow kind of a frameworks that we can use for machine learning. If suppose we wanted to save into the MySQL, we can use the respective MySQL package to update into the MySQL server. Or if you wanted to update into the web server with the content, that we can able to use that. Basically, the Python has very vast supported standard libraries which can be used for each and every purpose. It does not restricted to any limiting something like a graph or analysis, and we can use that for Python programming for various purposes. In this program, we are covering with respect to limited resources, something like we wanted to have some kind of a get started with the Python programming with the basics, and then we can, they are simpler and smaller data analytics. And we did this session, we are working on the simple web server, and we are planning with the audio video, simple audio video players. And apart from that, yeah, Python can be used for testing and automations as well, that we will see in a future session. How can we do a unit testing? How can we do the graphical user interface test automations that can be created with the help of Python programming language. It's basically a Python is the complete end-to-end platform. It can be used anywhere in the development. It's not restricted to graph or analysis, basically. Yeah. Is this fine? Okay. Now yeah. Now we got that the HTML, complete HTML page over here on the web client that we have received, and we wanted to add an method to handle a post. For example, I'm going to add a function over here that uh, maybe we can copy this over here completely, and yes, Mr. Sai Vignesh Kumar. Yeah, okay. And I'm going to copy this completely over here in order to handle that post request over here, which takes Hariharan Navy is the password, and it works accordingly. Yeah. Which I'm going to stop this execution and I'm going to run it again over here. Run web3.py, which started executing, and I'm going to run this. Yeah, in this I'm going to have something, a kind of a Hariharan, and then we have the option Navy over here, and once it is done I'm going to press, which provides something like a login successful. Basically that we can have an post method or anything which can be in any HTML form of any HTML forms that can be loaded with the help of file operations that we can able to load. And if there is any post or get methods which is present inside the HTML, that can be handled with the respective route and the respective functions. For example, the post method is present inside the HTML index.html over here with the /login post. Whenever we uh, click the button of login, it submits the post request with the login with the username and password. This is present in the HTML that we have loaded the HTML file by reading that complete HTML file and loaded using this index function. And once it is loaded, if it generates the post request by the web client, and it will be received by providing something like a route and then respective callback function. For example, the post request to this login will be handled by this do underscore login, and it receives the whatever be the information provided in the username and password, and it handles that and provides the information whether the login is success or failure accordingly over here. Yeah, that hope to get the username and password when user types their own. Types their own means something like we have already defined in the HTML page. This is something like we are defined with the information something like the name of the input is username, which is a text format, and that will be whatever the username which typed over here, that will be received with the help of we have the option something like forms, that request will have the forms. In the form we will be having the data of username and password, which is linked with this. For example, whatever be the name we are giving over here, that should be received over here. For example, I'm going to stop this, and instead of that, I'm going to use something like a, instead of username and the password is pass, then we have to get the information over here with the help of the user and get of user and get of pass. This way we have to link that accordingly over here. I'm going to run web3 again, and for example, I'm going to have this, and I'm going to use Hariharan, and then Hari is the password I'm giving, and whenever we do login, it says login failed basically, because Hariharan and Nevi is the correct login accordingly. If suppose we want, in the real time, we will use the database to store and get back the link accordingly over here. And the similar way, we have the options uh, to handle the exception which is occurring in the um, Python programming basically. If suppose what is the exception, how the exception is uh, till now we have seen something like all our success cases. For example, we are trying to load the index.html. The index.html file is present in that particular location. For example, I have mistakenly given something like inday.html. Then what it will happen whenever we do run this and generates the request from here, and we got the option something like exception is raised, and we have the option something like file not found, error has been thrown out basically over here. That in order to handle, we have the option something like try and except is the block that we will have. And for example, we can use something like inside this try is the one, and up to this I'm going to do except exception over here, and maybe we can do, yeah, in case of exception is occur, a string equals server is down for maintenance over here. And if suppose I'm going to run this again, and if suppose we are going to run this exception, and we got something like a server is down for maintenance, since there is a exception is occurred during the handle, that for example sometimes we get something like uh, uh, the server is unable to access something like please try after some time, like that we can provide that information in order to provide the user some smoother informations like this is happening something inside the server, like that we can able to add it by with the help of try and except block, that we can use it in our in the Python program. Not only this, for this bottle framework, whenever we are using this using whenever wherever the Python we can use to handle the exception with the help of uh, try and except block. And basically that the program which is running in the during the runtime, we will be getting multiple errors. And if suppose we wanted to deploy that particular program on various machines across the world, and it will have lot of dependencies and lot of, it can be possible to generate multiple errors accordingly. In order to handle those errors in the runtime, we can use the blocks, try block, and then respective exception except block basically over here. And Here we have gone through that some kind of basics of web server over here, and the web server is based on a bottle framework, and the bottle framework contains some kind of different methods for routing, and we have the option to route, and we have the templates. Maybe we can use the templates to provide the output. For example, we can, I'm having that the template theme of be hello and output, how it becomes the output is coming, that we will see over here. Maybe I'm going to create another one, new file, a Python file, web4.py over here, and maybe from bottle I'm going to import route and template, and then get, and then post over here, and inside that I'm going to do route of something like a hello and maybe a def, not a hello, hello slash name over here, and def do underscore hello of name, and I'm going to do the return the template format basically. Return the template format, something like a return of template, and we have the option something like the border is the option, and we have the name equals name over here, which something like whatever be the similar way that we have did it for print formats, that it uses the same format, something like the content can be provided with the help of the name equals to name that it has provided. And maybe I'm going to run this over here, and with the help of run function, run of host equals maybe localhost, and then port equals 8080, and then debug equals true over here. And I'm going to stop this execution, and I'm going to run this web4.py. It has been started with localhost.8080, and we have the option which is something like a slash hello and name, and I'm going to provide something like a slash hello, and then the name, maybe Hariharan is the name, which I'm getting hello Hariharan in the form of something like a bigger, something like a bolded format that we can able to achieve with the help of the template over here. The template is the function that can be used to provide a modified or presentable output form that we can able to achieve with the help of a template function basically. And then we have the option something like utilities to access the data, something like a get request and post request, all those things that can be used. And we have the server which is inbuilt. That server can be started with the function run is the function with the host name and port number, and we have the option debug equals true. For example, whenever we do give the debug equals to true, then we will get started getting the prints over here. For example, if I give debug equals false over here, yeah, this we got it over here, and I'm going to run this again, and we got the updated, and we will be getting the debug outputs and error outputs that will be comes in case of if we give the debug equal to false. In case if we does not give any debug equal to true, if we give debug equal to true, then we will get that in that provide the debug information of the bottle framework. In case if we does not, if we give debug equal to false, then the debug information will not be get printed on the Python console basically over here. Yeah, this provides a basic and a simple web server implementation using Python program basically over here. And we have the option to receive that the parameters, something like a question mark, username equal to Hariharan, ID equal to something like that. We can add multiple arguments and we can able to receive, and we can have something like a HTML file, and HTML file can be loaded for anything that we can be able to load it accordingly. Like that, we can able to manipulate a web server with the help of a bottle framework using the Python programming over here. With this, we are ending up the session, and maybe we will have the session on Monday on something like a simple audio and video player implementation using the Python programming over here. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ping me over here. Yeah. If you does not have any doubts, thank you for attending this session, and we will see you on Monday with a simple video and audio player implementation. Thank you. Thank you very much.